Owners are going to have a fantastic start. They could be jumping in to be within the striking distance of the top 5, but the top 5 teams, they have been looking extremely strong. And what I've been most impressed with has actually been Damwon's Kia's comeback from day 1 to day 2, and how well they're able to improve from day 1 to day 2 has been super impressive. And this is an absolutely insane first plane path here for Erangel. The most southern plane path you can possibly have. It's just starting over Primorsk, going all the way over to south of Milta, close to Novo there. That's going to be interesting. And the one question is it going to be a military circle as well? Or are we going to have one of these really crazy ones where the plane path is super far away and the circle just goes all the way to the different edge, so potentially north or somewhere else?
What I'm going to be looking at is with such a south playing path, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to be looking at Stalwart Esports, how they're going to be playing this. This is a team that usually tends to play slow because they don't have to worry about a lot of teams being towards the south. I feel like some of the teams might not want to rotate as much and might just want to go to farm, go to Melta, go to shelter, go to those kind of locations instead of trying to go all the way up to Yasnaya and Mansion. So I'm really intrigued to see what the first circle is going to be. It will maybe make some of these teams push up more. And then Vampire Esports, we talked about it yesterday. I was hoping that they would be able to not not duplicate, right?
Yeah.
What we saw from them on day 1 with the 24 Ilms in the first match. But I am intrigued to see them again. I want to see them be aggressive again. As we're seeing some of the top players here, longest Ilm, Hector from Team Soul being able to take it.
Putting 21 more meters on the longest shot from yesterday, and it's very much been action and lightning here as you see them heading. The first circle is going to pop. It's going to be on the western side. It's going to be a quite easy one here. The vast majority of the west is in play, still having Pochinki and School inside the first circle. So going to be interesting to see how it's going to fall out here. Xperia Sony, thanks for joining us here for the official smartphone partner for the PMWI 2022.
Yeah, and we were looking at some of the top players there earlier. We have to talk about Stalwart Esports action. That man is just on a tear. He's currently leading in regards to damage with 5,463 damage, but he's actually not leading when it comes to Ilms. The person that's leading is from RSG. Is going to be Shandian with 30 Ilms. So it's going to be interesting. I'm also really intrigued to see how Team Falcons is going to be playing today. I feel like they're going to have a lot of pressure being the home team currently starting off the day on first place. I feel like that might play into just their mental.
Yeah, it could be, but also the buffer that they have down to 5th place and even 6th place that they're some of the teams chasing. Of course, 44 points lead to the teams that are chasing on 6th place and beyond there. That is quite a good lead. And we were talking about a hypothetical cutoff yesterday after the first 3 games. That could be around the 150, 160 point marker. So they don't need to do much to be the first team to cross that. And still 12 points lead down to Stalwart too. I am really excited and ecstatic to see Falcons' potential for today and how well they are going to be able to take it on. Also, potentially gatekeep or deny some of the other teams that they feel like are their biggest competitor going into the after party. But of course, the main objective, getting that W for this year, being able to take that much money home would be crazy. And also keeping that trophy on Saudi Arabian soil.
Absolutely, and I'm hoping that they don't try to change anything that has been working for them because, I mean, they are in first place for a reason. But when we go talk about points, 2 teams, Vampire Esports on day 1, they were able to get 86 points. And then RSG yesterday on day 2, they were also able to get 86 points. Yep. So as you were saying, they need to be careful from those teams. Stalwart Esports, Damwon Kia, this was team you were just mentioning too. They came out of nowhere. They could end up getting 86 points. It's Team Falcons. I don't kind of want to put it out there, but I am going to have to say it. If they do end up having a bad day, they could end up getting out of the top 5. And ultimately, yes, you want to get that first place. You want to get the prize pool, but you also want to be able to move on to the after party.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we'll see what Morph is doing and how we're checking in here in Yasnaya. Had plenty of talks with these guys, especially the coach as well. Super nice guy. Meet him in the gym. He's putting in the good work, and hopefully these guys are able to be one of those teams that can be within that striking distance and potentially jump into the top 5 with that, because they are just, I would say, 19 points behind the top 5 right now, which is one good game. We've seen plus 30 points being done from the winning teams with the amount of eliminations we've seen and so forth. So it's definitely doable. And these first couple of games that we have the pleasure of casting, it's going to be super important for setting yourself up, because when there's only 1, 2, 3 games left, that's where you're going to have to play much more strategic depending on what you see on our total leaderboard.
Oh, definitely. It's going to set the tone to how the day is going to go, right? Especially some of the other teams at the top start being really aggressive and become Elim heavy, as we saw Vampire Esports happen on that day one match one. But you were talking about Morv. I mean, when it came to Morv, it was a bit of a lackluster in the first two matches on day one, but then they were able to get that chicken dinner. And yesterday, I feel like they definitely became a lot more consistent. They ended up with 2 second-place finishes and 1 third-place finish, which that's great. All these teams need right now is to, on the first game, if possible, don't wait until the second game. Try to get that one huge game to just put you in contention. It's going to give you a confidence boost. And I'm very big when it comes to mental because it can play very heavy on these teams, especially being in a LAN event. A lot of these players are used to playing just online. For them to be here, for them to feel the crowd too, because I know we are going to be hearing that crowd of Saudi Arabia, especially Team Falcons continues to be in first place. That's going to get to them at some point.
Yeah, they definitely have this home turf heroes buff, the buff of the crowd. You can see also sometimes some of the videos that they're able to, once they got their wins, jump out into the crowd, celebrate with them. That's super cool to see. You're on screen a ton. Right now with the big rotations out far on the eastern side, that is a really interesting one. They're moving it right now close to Virtual Gaming Squad. Potentially could be taking more vehicles in this situation. They are. And Yafas is going to be dropping off, or going to be dropped off with the other guys. Oh no, it's actually staying here with Alpha Luigi 2. Now Box and back-to-back could potentially be in a fight already. Break is running up already to Polo and J-Wait.
And Break trying to figure out, he does decide to back off a little bit. I think he realized, you know what, this is not going to be a good idea. They are going to take on the fight. Polo does get some damage on him, and I think at this point, back-to-back is just going to want to back off. And I'm glad we got a chance to see back-to-back right there in Atani Esports earlier because I wanted to get a chance to talk about them. These are teams that are currently towards the bottom. It's not impossible, right, for them to try to make it to the top 5, but in a way, it kind of is. So a lot of the other teams towards the top need to be careful with those teams at the bottom. I mean, yesterday, I think it was on the last 2 matches, Team Seoul ended up eliminating Stalwart Esports twice, back-to-back, in Miramar and Erangel. So even though these teams might be 13th, 14, 15, whatever the case might be, those other teams at the top need to be careful because they could steal points from them, and it could allow maybe some of the other teams that are currently not in the top 5 to move up.
Exactly. It really talks to the depth of the lobby, right? You have so many skillful teams, and even if you're not in the lead, you're able to take out some of the teams that are definitely in the top right now. So that is super impressive to see, of course. Multiple teams coming out of so many regions. That's also obviously what we laugh about. PMWI here, so many regions represented. Morph on screen here for Indonesia are rotating now. And next week they're going to be joined by some of the fan favorites, of course. Bigtron, BTR joining them. Huge fan following, huge history with this team as well for years and years behind. Now have Nick McGalaxy rotating close to Regan.s. And McGalaxy currently is in a good situation for them, 6th place right now. But they do need to have a good day to get something.
And I'm pretty sure Nick McGalaxy is going to be looking to carry that momentum from the end of the day yesterday.
For sure.
Yeah. First place, I mean, no. 4th place finish, 2nd place finish, 7th place finish. They
with 9 elims as well.
Yeah. It wasn't just like they were going for placement points there. We're looking to get the action. I think it was on Miramar that I saw it. I thought they were going to be able to win it, but they were just playing a little bit too patient for me. I'm hoping that today they do decide to make decisions a little bit faster because I felt like Miramar, I think it was the second Miramar, they could have gotten a chance to actually win that, but they just played it way too slow. So hopefully they were able to go watch some VODs, come back. But now I want to see what this new circle is going to be looking like because, yeah, we had a heavy South Plane.
Yeah, it's hard to predict as well.
Yeah, and I'm looking at some of the teams. I mean, we have Atani Esports up in Severny that are going to have to come down for rivals too.
Long rotations.
And this right here is going to benefit huge for I think it's going to benefit huge for Vampire Esports.
For sure. And the question is, of course, how are they rotating in? How are they going to be planning ahead? Of course, a southwestern shift here is going to be hard. There's going to be a lot of pressure on the north and eastern side. So the question is, if you're able to get in early, how deep can you go? How much terrain can you get from the southwest side? Because if you're able to go on a deep rotation, get some good macro going from the very get-go, you're able to get some of those compounds that might be free close to the center, but on the western side. So that's really the question for me. those teams that are rotating early, are they going to take some of those high priority compounds in case it shifts their way? Now Donuts on screen with Enigma Galaxy. Shots are coming out. Hamadi is going down with a knock going their way. That's very unfortunate. But Donuts is one of the teams that are chasing right now the top 5. And we hear a few guys clapping. And now the
Enigma Galaxy just losing one player.
That's
and I think it's smart though out of the team to just give up on it. And
oh,
then we do have that
one
Kia being able to get 2 knocks right there from Lightning.
Huge. Regan.s, that is going to be an important one here. Not a big priority to be fighting over this area though. It's very much in the northeastern side of the circle, but it is also about rotations, about those pull-ups, and you want to defend your terrain, of course. Regan.s deciding to move out on the east, and they're going to be rotating out somewhere else.
I can tell you who's happy right now after that engagement. Team Falcons.
For sure.
They're like, yes, please.
Seeing everyone fighting each other, and they're just staying 4 guys alive now. TJP shots are coming in. That's one shot taking the car. He's going to take the coup and go away with that one.
Virtual Gaming Squad, a team that's currently in 16th place. I know they're going to be looking to at least make some kind of noise here. So hopefully that will be the case in there. We got a chance to see that replay. Virtual Gaming Squad trying to hopefully climb up the ladder a little bit, see if maybe they can get close to the top 5, if not make some highlight plays. And here we go, Enigma Galaxy just passing by Vivo Key from Brazil. We saw how aggressive they were able to be yesterday. Right now, I mean, Vivo Key are currently sitting in 10th place. They did have a great 2. And they could possibly, with Vivo Key, I think that's a team that could possibly strike for that top 5.
Yeah, for sure. One of the teams, of course, that I've been following a lot, covering PMPL Brazil. Insane players, mechanically so gifted, all of them. Definitely one of the teams I would love to see going into the after party. Also a team I'd love to see compete here in the last day. Adrian, the first player in the PMPL Spring that was able to get the triple MVP. Highest damage, highest amount of eliminations, and highest healing in a single match.
Yeah, and I mean, if they can get into the after party week,
they would be dancing, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You know that with the setup, just wait until next week and we tell you how it's going to be working. They're going to be loving it because they're just such an aggressive team, and I think it's going to just allow them and give them the chance to win lots of money.
For sure. And our next circle is going to be popping very soon. We are seeing it here on screen how much pressure there is coming on the northern side. There's a lot of open space in the east, a lot of open space in the south too. And the question is, if the next circle pops north, south, where it's going to go, it's going to be very important. If it goes center, though, a lot of teams are going to be happy. It's going to go kind of south. Ooh. So good amount of teams right now would be having a good situation if they did some of those long rotations out on the eastern side or on the western side to try to get in on that southwest open area that we right now know are open. And statistically, the players also know is open because of those continuous southern shifts.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're Enigma Galaxy, you're happy with that shift, right?
Oh,
this is a team that lost 1 player already. They were able to locate themselves in a perfect spot, and now it's going to be being able to defend where they're currently at. We saw some teams being able to do that perfectly yesterday, which was with Star Wars Esports. I want to see if Enigma Galaxy, I mean, a team that's just so close to the top 5, hopefully they can finish off. As we do see USG here going up against Vivo Kid, and look at this. Donuts being able to get some knocks right there, and hopefully get in the finishes. They need to be careful. They're currently getting shot. I think they might be able to get third party from 52 Esports.
A lot of fights going to happen here around the quarry and this area in general. The swamp is highly contested. A lot of terrain is available and a lot of real estate is available right now. You see Adrian sitting in one of the southern compounds. Shots are coming in. Nice yellow as well, joining that one too. USG Donuts are going to be going out in 18th place. 2 eliminations for them though, so they're going to get a bit of scraps and points, but that is not the amount that they need to be able to secure a top 5 spot. Very good for the rest of the teams right now. They're eliminating this early. They're holding on to one of the valuable spots. And here, back-to-back coming out of North America, USA, of course. They are in a good situation. They need to be rotating, though. They have a far, far way ahead of them.
Yeah, I was thinking Donuts was trying to get some easy points right there and ended up backfiring with 52 Esports. Yeah. Ended up getting that angle for them. Now, I want to see what back-to-back is going to be doing here. I know this is a team, I mean, they're currently not performing to what they would like to be performing. And hopefully, at some point, they'll be able to showcase because they are the only hope of NA. They are back-to-back PMPL NA winners. And here we go. Falcon now finding themselves in the same position that Donuts was just in. And now it's backfiring even more because they have to worry about now 3 teams, not just Vivo Key, not just 52 Esports. We're also seeing more taking some shots to Falcons. Oh, that's not the way you want to start your day for the team that's currently in the first place.
That's super unfortunate. Diego and the boys from Regan are inside. You can see on the minimap top right, they are on the edge of the new circle. So they are also considering what's going to be our next move. How are we going to get into the next circle? It's very unlikely it's going to end on them. Falcon right now have taken some terrain further into the circle, but they are in a kind of rough spot, hiding behind cars, hiding inside the shacks. A ton north of that, outside the circle, they're going to have to make a macro rotation, try to get into that circle. And the question is, how are they going to fare and how deep are they going to try to get into it? Now, circle here popping very soon. Logos are a little bit big, but we have an idea where most of the teams are. Soul sitting in a very good situation. Vampire sitting in a very good situation. And as you said before, Enigma Galaxy sitting pretty damn good right now.
Yeah, Enigma Galaxy, I mean, they couldn't have been even more blessed by that circle. Now, are they going to be able to get blessed? I'm pretty sure if they do end up getting blessed, we're going to see some claps. Oh, barely.
A little bit north, but they're on the edge.
Yeah. It works. You can see, you can hear. I told you, we'll be able to hear those claps if they do end up benefiting them. And it's going to be interesting how they're going to be able to contain that spot here as we are able to see another team. I mean, as we do see Team Falcons here taking some shots at other teams. Team Soul is actually in a pretty good spot. They do end up, one of the players does end up getting knocked, but they should be able to pick them up. And Atani Esports, they're going to be in a very hard spot right here.
Yeah, for sure. Choco trying to smoke up, trying to use the utility to try to make sure that they can stay alive here on the edge of the circle, northwestern side. More teams are going to be moving in. 4 rivals on screen currently coming out of Malaysia. They're going to be jumping into the shack. They are in a pretty damn fine spot, quite in the center right now, so they could play that slowly. Now Soul some shots towards TJB, Stalwart too. Oh,
Team
TJB,
Soul!
my. That is so well played here by Team Soul, 7.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing from Team Soul. I mean, I talked about it earlier. This is a team that's taking the aggression. It doesn't matter. I finally feel like they're starting to get more confident with themselves, and this is what I was talking with earlier. This is a team that some of the teams at the top need to be careful with because they are getting confident. We saw what happened to Star Wars Esports. I'll repeat myself because it was just so impressive what they were able to do, to the point that Star Wars Esports Twitter account was making memes out of it, and I was loving it. So hopefully we can continue to see those kind of performances from Team Soul. And Vivo Kid, they were able to spot one of the players there from Team Falcons, and currently he's hoping that they stop shooting him because there's only 2 players, and look at this. Morph, Atani Esports. I thought Atani Esports here was in a pretty bad spot, and we can see Morph Rocky making the push and trying to engage a little bit closer.
Really good shots coming out of Morph. Fantastic aggression. Rocky hears him. He is Fran. He can potentially take him on right now. Push through that. Shots are coming in. Smokes are being deployed. Rocky potentially could be seeing him. Finds him. France goes down, and Morph is advancing on Ayrton.
Yeah, and I saw Choco still alive. I know that's a player that really wants it in. Ultimately, Morph is just too much for Atani Esports. Now we're seeing Team Falcons, Yusuf barely staying alive. We also see Vivo Key trying to pick other players. Cielo, these are players that are very, very aggressive, but as you were saying, they are so skilled from South America, from that Brazilian region, that hopefully, I'm really pushing for them because I'm also South American, so I'm a little bit biased, but I'm really hoping that they can make it to the after party.
All right, Falcons, what can you do here? Yusuf, last player alive right now. Cielo is taking him on. He has taken him very low as well. UMP could be pushing into the shack. Yusuf trying to defend it, but he's going to be taken down. That is very impressive here by Vivo Keat. And that means Falcons is going to be going out in 14th place, unfortunately. Also saw Morph going out just before that. Morph did get a good amount of elimination, so they're going to be racking up some of those points.
And a team that might be quiet is Wildcats right now. They currently have 0 LMs, but they are keeping all their players alive. And for that team, they are sitting in 7th place. And if you're currently looking at this circle, anything can happen. I'm loving what I'm seeing from some of the other teams. I mean, I'm loving what I'm seeing from Vampire Esports. They have been there for such a long time that they're hopefully going to have enough of the loot, right? This is one of the things that we saw some of the other teams getting into trouble yesterday with just staying put on just one spot. They were able to, yes, make it towards the final 2 circles, but when they started getting into the engagement, they just didn't have the utility. They didn't have a lot of stuff in regards to meds. And now, with this right here, Damwon Kia couldn't be happier.
Damwon Kia really happy for this. They're looking to try to defend that 5th spot right now, and they're sitting in the center compound in the circle. Right now, a lot of teams are going to be fighting for that Quarry Ridge on that south side of the circle where we see Vampire right now. We have so many teams down there right now. Soul, Regan.s, Bucks down there, Stalwart, back-to-back. So many teams are going to be fighting for just, you know, 1/2 of a compound and a little bit of a ridge. So we're not seeing probably more than 1 or 2 teams that's going to be surviving that outcome right there. Also in the north, a lot of teams are going to be fighting for just a little bit little sliver of that fields that we have. 4 rivals sitting happy inside that shack. They're going to be waiting until later.
Yeah, 7 out of our 13 teams right now currently throws us out. I've seen back-to-back. J7 being able to hit some shots right there. Hopefully his teammates are able to back him up. I think they're going to realize that just they're all grouped up and maybe they'll start shooting those vehicles to get the explosions. We know it has happened. And look at that, Lux getting shot by J7. J7 right now on a tear.
Really nice play, but Stalwart also on screen. J7 continues to put damage onto Istanbul. Wildcats goes down in 13th place without an elimination. That's going to be a rough one for them, but Stalwart is pushing right now. They're aggressing this. They saw the knocks come out, and they know that J7 potentially could be only one guy because they only heard one player shoot. Pika on the offensive. Can he find J7? Oh, that's a really good Molotov defensive.
That was a great Molotov. J7 able to back up, and I don't think Pico was able to spot him. Polo also able to set himself up behind the rock, getting those angles. And here comes a bit of a push there from, I think it was J-Way trying to push up. You can see J7 wanted to get more into the action. He's able to get one knock. Can he get the finish? He is going to be able to get the finish. Top laying down, and SE actually getting third party from some of the other teams behind. This might benefit back-to-back. Polo is currently down. Top is currently having the height advantage. J7 being able to get some damage there with the nade that he threw. Can he get this knock? Is he going to be able to let Top heal up? And I think he is going to have enough time to heal up.
Top will continue this aggression right now. Let's see if J7 can get another one with this Bison right down hand. Could he make something more happen? Last player for back-to-back. More damage coming in on the utility. That is a really good deny for him. J7 is forced to just move back now. Soul under a lot of pressure from Vampire as well. Right now, more is coming in from them. Stone finding multiple with the grenades. Utilities be also being deployed from Goblin. This is really well played by Stone. Aggressive. Gets down Hector off the knock. And now he's going to run into the Molotov. That's unfortunate. Goblin finds one, though, returns, but Soul goes down. That's super unfortunate for them here in 9th play, because back-to-back takes the 10th place elimination right there. Vampire has to try to survive. They're under a lot of fire, fighting for this terrain here we were talking about before.
A lot of teams getting knocked, and I'm interested to see how Vampire Esports is going to be able to recoup from that engagement. I know that's a team that stays very calm. They're going to hopefully be able to pick up his player and start the rotation. And guess what? Enigma Galaxy, a team that we were talking about earlier with the circles, they're currently sitting pretty. They're letting all the other teams take into fight, and luckily for them, nobody has pushed them. And same thing with Damwon. I mean, this is a team, 2 out of the current 7 teams. Damwon Kia has 4 players alive. Virtual Gaming Squad also has 4 players alive, but Damwon Kia has just been watching all of this. They haven't had to shoot at least one time, I don't think.
Yeah, and as I was talking about before, only 2 teams survived this mayhem on the southern side. It was Vampire Esports and Stalwart. And as we were saying this before here, Enigma Galaxy were able to take that shack away from 4 rivals. We didn't catch it, unfortunately. But as Seven pointed out here, this is really important for Damwon Kia here. They could be defending this top 5 spot, making it even harder for the teams chasing. Vampire taken down by Song, though. Juni also finding Stone. Ravenclaw gone down, too. That is super unfortunate. And Shreps is just the last player that is not knocked at the moment for Vampire.
Vampire just getting very unlucky too there, and I think he was trying to make it farther with that buggy, but he ended up crashing into the vehicle. You can see Stone there just finally getting finished from the zone. And Stalwart Esports, I mean, this is a team. It's been quiet. They did end up just getting one of the players knocked, but they're going to see if they can maybe pick him up. Damwon Kia, they're sitting perfect right now. And as you were saying, Enigma Galaxy currently just has 1 player, but they do have 8 Illims. That's going to be big for them as they are trying to break into that top 5. Vampire Esports trying to make it up, trying to use that smoke wall, and so far he's barely been able to. You can see VGS getting into some fights over there with 52 Esports.
Yeah, exactly. And Stalwart is going to be trying to survive the situation. Enigma Galaxy actually gone out in 7th place with the eliminations. That was Adrian being able to close that out from Vivo Keat. Important for them. Stalwart right now on the offense, but Shreps is helping this defense that Damwon Kia is trying to set up in the south with all this utility that he's using right now. He's trying to get deeper into the zone, trying to survive for as long as possible, while 52 and Virtual Gaming Squad is fighting for the northern side. As you see how in the distance, a lot of pressure has been put onto 52, but they are right now on their bellies trying to survive. Deployed smokes. Virtual Gaming Squad is moving out on the east side of this compound that Damwon Kia has been able to hold, but Juni is finding another one with a fantastic usage of utility right now. More Molotovs are coming out. Only 3 eliminations for Damwon Kia, but if they can secure this winner-winner chicken dinner, this could be a huge amount of points for them. Top Gun down 2.
You can see Juni right there being able to knock down top. They are aware of everybody that's going to try to rush him. Screen, ooh, barely getting missed by that nade. And I think Star Wars Esports might be able to recover from this as they don't really have to worry about that many people. And something that I was currently looking at, too, is Vivo Kid Adrian. He won that engagement with the last player from Enigma Galaxy. That's going to be huge for this team because they are trying to hunt down some of the other teams that are out. Wildcats, I mean, I think they're going to end up with 0 points. They've already been out. Morph as well, they're already out. They're going to be able to climb up in a big way when it comes to that overall leaderboard. So great start here from Vivo Kid. And another team, I mean, I feel like they've been a little bit quiet after we talked about their third party earlier. 52 Esports, only 2 elims, but they do have 3 players alive. And in all the action that we have been seeing here, Avenger, they're just waiting patiently. They're doing, I feel like, what Dan1 Keo was doing earlier.
Exactly, and the question is here, with this circle, as you see in the minimap, it's actually only Dan1 Keo that is inside, but 52 is the only team on the northern side. Virtual Gaming Squad does have the information on them. They know that they're there up north, and Foz is hiding so many shots, so many bullets onto it. Vivo Kid out in 5th place, though, with the eliminations. That's good for them. The question is, how far can Virtual Gaming Squad take this one? And is Dan1 Keo going to be able to defend this compound?
Yeah, is Dan1 Keo going to have the enough utility to be able to take advantage of all of this? Here we go, Virtual Gaming Squad trying to get different angles. Are they going to be able to break into that? They also have to be careful with Star Wars Esports that was on the other side earlier. I think Star Wars Esports has been able to rotate a little bit more. And now you see 52 Esports getting a bit more involved. Dan1 Keo hasn't lost a player. Virtual Gaming Squad still has all their 4 players. This is going to be a great fight. And Star Wars Esports, meanwhile, they're like, okay, you guys take the fight over there. We're going to be sneakily moving up to your compound.
Yeah, 52 definitely just trying to survive, trying to make everything just happen in front of them, because if they can survive a bit longer, they are going to be securing themselves even more points. But no, it doesn't happen. Stalwart says no. They find Taku. Gaddafi steals it. And more shots are coming out towards Pharaoh. I think that's him down as well. 52 out in 4th place with only 2 eliminations, but good amount of points secured through the placements now. Virtual Gaming Squad, 4 guys alive. So is Dan1 Keo. Stalwart is the team trying to survive here. Forrest is finding multiple, though.
Forrest being able to knock down 2 players right there. That was huge. Dan1 Keo Jr. is going to get knocked. Can shot connect with this nade. Here we go. Star Wars Esports now moving into action as well. Dan1 Keo getting some of the players knocked. Virtual Gaming Squad being able to clutch it up as well. Can Star Wars Esports? Oh, Dan1 Keo Swamp being able to win that 1v1.
Song so well played here. Swap to the barrel after playing with the not having any more bullets with the UMP. Can he make something more happen, or they're going to be taken down? He's pushing out. It's so well played, actually, by Top, securing 2nd place here for Stalwart, but he is alone. And Virtual Gaming Squad has 3 members now, 4 members standing, and they can just push aggressively to secure this win for them.
And I believe in Top. We've seen it before. We've seen some 1-4s. Can he do it? He does the first one. Can he knock the second one? He's going to take some shots. He is 1 HP. He's ultimately was too much. Virtual Gaming Squad, ladies and gentlemen, being able to get the first win and keeping their dream alive.